No, hit the button. Okay, yeah, Thunderfoot video. Yeah, I know I probably shouldn't do these, but it's probably worth doing. It's just, it's different, and I'm sort of trying to make the point that, atheism isn't really atheism without atheism. I mean, if the atheism doesn't have any atheism in it, it's not really atheism. Well, anyway, I'd have to explain that. Hell with that. Alright, well, anyway, I guess this Draw Muhammad Day will do this. I really don't want to do these Muhammad ones, but what the hell. Alright, well, we'll load this. Yuck. Try a new window. Yeah, it worked. Good. Alright, well, let it load. And, yeah, oxygen. Oxygen's the stuff. It's taking a long time to load. Oh, there it goes. Look at all this crap here. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, oxygen. Yeah, brought to you by Oxygen. Yeah, it's the big one, right? I mean, it seems like the big one just because we have such a personal relationship to it. I think it's number 3 in terms of the most prevalent in the universe. 50% of the Earth's crust. Magnetism, that's the word I wanted to think of. Yeah, I didn't know that. Oxygen is magnetic. Holy shit. Yeah. I guess that's why it blows up easy. With electricity and such too, and all that. Yeah, but I really didn't know that liquid oxygen is magnetic. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you'd find that. I don't even know how you'd use it because it's just so, it gets you into so much trouble. Oxygen. So oxygen basically facilitates a lot of other stuff doing its thing. So that's really what it's about. It just makes things so much easier to happen. And obviously some of those things might be fire and such. And so that's the danger of it. 1 in 2,000. I wrote that one down just because I had to remember that one. Yeah, I didn't realize this part. It would take 2,000 years at the current rate of earthly respiration to replace the oxygen in the atmosphere. 2,000 years. So yeah, 1 year it's 1/2,000th of the amount of oxygen is produced. So that's really surprising, metabolized or converted or whatever you want to say. So 2,000 years is a long time. So obviously, yeah, 70 years of fucking with the atmosphere, you have to really, 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 really fuck with it to do something bad, and we have obviously done something to it. The other thing I didn't realize either is, the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere changes, from millennium, through, to the next. Like from 15% to 35% oxygen in the atmosphere, and and that's why dinosaurs are really big, because there was more oxygen. Maybe. Anyway, it does that sugar thing. It's really what it's all about. It's oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen. You make glucose, I think. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that carbon, oxygen, hydrogen. Yeah. Yeah, and that's really what everything runs on. Is that sugar shit. Converting it back and forth and all that kind of bullshit. So it's, with the sun basically puts the things together, then your body can break it apart and release the energy. So in a sense, the sun creates a battery out of the chemistry, and then later on your body can release the energy that's in the battery, so to speak. Yeah, it's a good enough way to explain it. Alright, well, anyway, on to the video of fun. Alright, in support of the cartoonist who first proposed the idea, in support of the cartoonist who first proposed the idea, I don't know why he says that twice, join it on Facebook. Oh no, I'm not going to do Facebook. And these things say the same thing at the bottom. I don't understand that. Fuck it.
On the 20th of May 2010,
exciting.
We'll draw a line.
Yes.
That line will be thrown into harsh relief for the benefit of those who mistake the freedoms of a first world society for weakness. The line will be drawn defiantly, and it will be drawn deep, in homage of one of the oldest and most beloved pillars of our Western civilization.
Free speech.
For even the
yeah, whatever. I mean, we've had Christian book burners around for a long time. We really don't even have freedom of speech. You can't say certain things at certain places, and some of it's for good reason. So even that kind of crap is crap. I mean, you're not going to sit there and ask a blowjob question to the president. It's just rude.
most astutely reasoned argument has no value without the free exchange of ideas and information. And likewise, the most atrociously fallacious argument is a hazard unless it can be subjected to open scrutiny.
Nazi eugenics program. Why are you bringing this shit up? The law of prevention of diseased offspring. Oh dear. Yeah, well, that would be horrible to prevent diseased offspring, wouldn't it? That would just be horrible. Let's not do that. No, we need more diseased offspring.
And thus it is that free speech is the very pith that defines us as an enlightened people. And it is that line that...
Yeah, well, whatever. Like, again, it's free speech. Again, no, it's responsible speech. You know, really, the freedom is defined by the responsibility, all right? We don't have some sort of absolute free speech. And yes, what they do in these places where the cult wants to control you, all cults, all doctrines want to control speech, and that's unfortunate.
separates the enlightened world from the darkness that surrounds it. And those who stood in that light and have seen the boon that this concept can deliver realize that that line is non-negotiable.
I don't even know what this is. These moon guys, most of these astronauts were nuts. One of them climbed a goddamn mountain to go find fucking Noah's Ark. So these guys aren't exactly the pillars of intellectualization. And I don't even know how much they gave a fuck about free speech. So I don't even know what this is for. What is this supposed to represent? So if the Arabs have gotten to the moon first, Arabia would be more superior because Arabia got to the fucking moon first. I mean, this doesn't account to, this doesn't mean anything. This is just bullshit.
Really is that simple. Non-negotiable. Now, there's a bunch of cowards out there from a religion, Islam, a religion that's noteworthy in that it fills maybe 90% of the people in the world.
Oh, right. And again, the Christians burned witches. Christians have been attempting to suppress freedom all over the place. So this is just, what is the point? Yes, fundamentalist, primitive religions, their only hope is to keep people ignorant. That's their only hope of survival. So yes, they do that.
Who are willing to kill civilians who merely disagree with their religion.
Yeah, so why don't you just talk about how, how what the Christians did to the rest of the world, the Inquisition. Do you believe in this book? And if you don't give the right answer, you're dead. Come on. And you can't see that this isn't really about religion, that a lot of this is about suppression and oppression imposed on them by our corporations, by our manipulation of their resources and sending arms to their crap governments, the CIA involvements, the Shah of Iran, all of that kind of bullshit. You can't see that a lot of this is just politics. You're too stupid to do, so you can't figure it out. So what if it was, Christians who were being controlled and manipulated by big Arab money in a foreign land, and they were controlling their resources and stealing their oil and manipulating their governments? Would it be okay then? I don't think so. 77 on its way! 77 on its way! 77 on its way! 77 on its way! One Denmark! One Denmark! We want Denmark! We want Denmark! Again, what does this mean? Does this really mean something to somebody? Does a group of people get pissed off and march on the street? That's pretty cool, though. I never saw Arabs in parkas before. That's a first for me, anyway. Yeah, I never really saw them wearing parkas. Big, heavy parka. Oh, this is so interesting. Have any place in the Western world? Yeah, the question is does any kind of anti-civilization have any place in the Western world? I mean, should anything advocating violence as a solution to a problem have any place.
These people understand that Islam cannot withstand open scrutiny, else obviously it would have embraced the concept. And
Yeah, whatever. Again, this isn't about Islam. This is about us and our involvement in their world. We're the ones fucking with them, all right? And until you account for that, all this fucking, it's their religion's fault is just pretty much a pile of shit. Because they would probably be perfectly happy to fucking cut each other's heads off than to even mess with us.
thus an alliance of convenience has been formed between the moderate weekend Muslims and the extremists who latently perceive that for their religion to survive, free speech must be either castrated or destroyed.
Well, it's sort of a truth now, isn't it? I mean, look what happened in America. I mean, America's getting more and more secular. Okay, fewer and fewer people are going to be devoted anymore. So that will be the trend. That's the truth of it. So should the Christians should have suppressed us, suppressed people? They should have, if they would have won and burned all the books, you know. So you're just making the argument that that is what it's going to take because they are losing the argument. They're going to lose the argument. They can't win an argument. So yeah, it is their only choice. Keep their people dumb.
Personally, I don't care about Islam. I really don't care what you do behind closed doors, as long as it doesn't scare the horses.
Well, that's kind of silly because obviously we have to care. When we become civilized enough, we have to say, well, that kind of is bullshit. You can't be owning slaves and you can't be beating people and hurting people. And, so some of that is our obligation as civilized people. We're going to have to talk to them, have to try to argue with them and persuade them. But yeah, dropping bombs on them, saying you do what we're going to tell you what to do, or we'll kill you. I mean, we're the killers. I mean, this is just almost a ludicrous argument to talk about how they're violent when we're dropping daisy cutters on them. How the fuck? Who you? I mean, this is the pig calling the fucking manatee fat.
But I do care about defending free speech, and to have Islam dictate from a single Muslim to an institutional dogma that they have the right to kill people who exercise their freedom of speech is an unacceptable declaration of war.
Man. And this hyperbole is somehow better than that guy with his megaphone talking about, we're not going to take this shit anymore. These people saying they're not going to be controlled by us. I mean, what the fuck is that? We've killed millions of people, and they have a legitimate gripe. Because what have they actually done to us before we did anything to them? I mean, who started this fight, asshole? And you know whose hands has the blood on it. So, fuck you. Grow up.
On the enlightened essence of Western civilization. And I will not yield, not one iota, to the fundamentalist who states that their arbitrary religious preferences can dictate to me and to every other free...
Oh, they ain't not gonna dictate shit to you. What they're gonna do is fight the fuck back, though, you dumb shit.
person on the planet what they can and cannot say. On the 20th of May 2010, those willing to rally in defence of free speech, those with the vision to play the long game, those with the moral fortitude to realise that the essence of free speech must be defended zealously. Zealously, for it is the wellspring from which all of our other freedoms flow.
Oh, right. So the freedom of speech includes the freedom to mock and play stupid games that you don't want to take any responsibility for. Fine. Yeah, I don't, whatever. You're going to pick a fight with angry people. You're going to pick a fight with people that have been, it's like picking a fight with a woman who's been raped 15 times or something. I mean, really, it's too stupid for fucking words. I mean, you got to know the frying pan's coming.
We draw a line. We give our non-negotiable and defiant reply to those who think that their tyrannical religion has the authority to dictate, on a theological whim, what you are and are not allowed to say.
Right, and we're the ones who have them locked up in prisons with no trial, no right to speak, no right to defend themselves, no right to do a motherfucking thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, well, that was fun. So I didn't see the Draw Muhammad Day part of that, though. I didn't see him do any little cartoons of Muhammad. What an asshole. Well, whatever. Yeah, look, Muslims suck. Christians suck. Dumb, ignorant, archaic religions suck. Obviously, it's really, really, really idiotic to say you're going to kill somebody because they say something about your mama. I mean, I don't care whether your mama is Mohammed or not. You don't have a right to do that. So fuck you for that. But fuck this shit. This is bullshit. Anyway, I think I'll just make another one of these things because I really didn't like this one. Yeah, I'll make another one. Alright, anyway, so till next time. Till soon, because I'm going to make another one. Mohammed's no fun.